People would tell me, Natalie, speak English. Natalie, speak English. Stop speaking Spanish, Natalie. Even though that was my first language. Spanish was my first language, and it hurts now to realize that that's no longer my first language. Yes, it was the first language that I learned, but because I was born here, but because I grew up here and I learn in English, I don't learn in Spanish, it's no longer my first language. And not only that, because I got so much rejection from other people telling me, stop speaking Spanish, there was a time in my life where I didn't want to speak Spanish. I didn't want to. I didn't want to know anything about my culture. I rejected my culture. I'm like, no, I'm not Cuban. No. I don't speak Spanish. I need to dress like these people. I need to act like, Americans. I need to assimilate 100%. I need to forget everything about my roots. I don't want to hear my parents' stories. I want to assimilate 100% and forget where my parents come from, which is where I come from in essence, right? And I hated that. I hated that time period of my life where I felt like, no, I don't want to know anything about my history. I don't want to know anything about my culture. And it's because I faced so much rejection from other people that I wasn't even talking to. I was just talking to a friend that spoke Spanish. Stop speaking Spanish. Stop speaking Spanish. I'm not talking to you, Austin. I'm not talking to you, John. Leave me alone. The conversation is not with you. And that created more of this identity crisis that I already had because I didn't know, what flag do I identify with? What country do I identify with? If I was born here, right? I was raised here. And then the Americans, the true Americans are rejecting me and questioning my identity and telling me that I don't belong and asking me where I'm from. And I keep telling them that I'm from here, that I was born here, but that doesn't suffice. And then the Cubans, right? Because my parents are both Cuban, are telling me when they find out that I was born here, oh, you're not a Cubana. They're also rejecting me. I'm living in this in-betweener, right? And I rejected my language for a long time. It was my first language, then I ended up rejecting it, and now it's a part of my story, and I love speaking in Spanish. And I love speaking in Spanglish, honestly. I like to jump in between, and I also love to do accents, and I accept and I fully embrace who I am now and my language, right? Spanish was my first language, and I forced myself throughout the years to read books in Spanish because I want to be able to read a lot faster and a lot quicker and to comprehend a lot better the way that I do in English, because English is the language that I learn in. But Spanish isn't that language for me anymore. But I stay connected to that language by constantly speaking in it and finding other people that want to speak in Spanish. And moving to Miami has honestly given me that opportunity, because where I grew up and where I lived, that would have never happened for me.